we get started with Tomer. Guys. First half, what did you guys change about the defense?
We didn't help as much, you know. I thought Marcus Morris, that was our biggest change. We basically put Marcus Morris on him, and he was phenomenal. So other than that, we just were a little more disciplined. But we really had an undisciplined game today on both ends, especially defensively with some of our helps. If I had to single out one guy, though, it would be Marcus Morris. I mean, he was, defensively, he was phenomenal.
Thanks, Samir. Andrew, you're up next.
Yeah, Doc, what do you feel like was the steadying influence that helped you guys come back after Dallas runs off that 48-18 run? You guys are left staggering. What was the influence that kept you guys afloat?
We just stayed in it. Like, you know, I thought we got up so quick. Our guys, I guess they thought Dallas was just going to go away. And they're just too good offensively. And then from that point on, you know, for Dallas to get the lead, we just made undisciplined play after undisciplined play defensively. And then I thought offensively, we started taking quick shots. We thought the game was going to be easy. And so it's probably a great lesson for us, you know. Doesn't matter what the lead is or who you're playing. You're in the playoffs, it's going to be hard. I think our guys are going to understand that from this point forward.
You're up. Go ahead.
Hey, Doc, your first, congratulations, your first playoff game with Kawhi and PG. What was it like watching them two go to work? It feels like they probably still could even take it to another level, right?
Yeah, I mean, I thought they were both very good. It was just a tough game to focus on when I was just looking at how we were playing defensively.
All right, Jovan, you're up.
To piggyback off of the Marcus question, what did you think of him offensively? It felt like this was the most comfortable he had looked all season.
He was solid. He was patient. I thought he was actually one of our more patient players tonight. He kind of just let the matchups happen. And when they did happen in his favor, he took advantage of it. I didn't think he forced anything. He just kind of let the game come to him. And I didn't think a lot of our guys did that tonight. I thought we were trying to force action instead of letting the game come to us.
Go ahead, Charlie.
All right, hey Doc, obviously Trez was still a little limited. You kind of telling him to run up and down the court, but just kind of from today's shoot around until tonight, what was it like having him back?
It was great. I mean, it's just tough because you don't miss a month and then put a guy in a playoff game and expect anything miraculous. I thought he was solid overall. It's funny, I asked him how his win was. He said, my win is great. I just can't think out there right now. I haven't played. And he says, I keep running to the wrong spot. So I think that's probably from just not playing basketball.
Last question is from someone there in Orlando, Doc. Kyle, you there?
Can you? Okay.
Are you still, as the series gets started, are you still sort of trying to figure out what the right rotation is for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we don't have one right now because with all the minute limitations and guys coming in and out from injury, we just have a makeshift rotation, and it'll probably be that way for a couple more games until you feel like everybody's kind of got their legs under them.
We had a quick one on Luka. I think he set an NBA record for the highest scoring postseason debut, 40-something points.
Yeah.
I mean, his poise at such a young age.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, I actually didn't think I thought we guarded him pretty well. Forced him into a lot of tough shots, forced him into 11 turnovers. I thought what we did poorly and what shows his greatness is every time we made a mistake on the weak side or we pulled in when we shouldn't have, he found that guy and that guy made a shot. So I didn't mind his basket attacks. I didn't mind his threes. I mind our help so he can get the assists. I'll give up the points to him. I just don't want to give up the points and the assists, and I thought we allowed him to have both tonight. Thank you.
Shot clock at 6. George, step back 3. Bang! Paul George from downtown, and the Clippers take an 8-point lead. Timeout, Dallas. Big bucket from George, now with 27 points.
One of Paul George's 4 threes on the night as he concludes with 27 and a victory for the Los Angeles Clippers against the Dallas Mavericks. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ro Parrish. You are now watching Playoff Central Live, and I got to bring in my homies with me. In fact, 3D Dennis Scott, Gary Payton, the Hall of Famer. The Clippers win this game. We saw that. However, Luka the Don, playoff debut, 42 points, the most points ever scored in a debut by an NBA player. 3D, watching Luka in this game, how impressed were you with his performance, seeing they only came up 8 points short and they lose Porzingis, who was ejected in the third?
Yeah, when Porzingis went down, I thought Dallas probably would fold quickly, but then I forgot that Don was on the floor, the youngest player in NBA history, just 19 years old, guys. Unbelievable the way he goes out there and plays the game at a high level and under control. You try to speed him up, that doesn't happen. You try to be physical with him, he understands now he has to play through the physicality. He had a little bump and bruise early in the game. He plays through that. I'm just impressed how he plays the angles, GP, how he can shoot the three. But once he realizes a mismatch in front of him, he understands attack the rim and get to the paint. How was you impressed with it, GP?
Well, you know what, 3D, I like him because he's patient and he's more mature than what people think he is. He takes the game in a slow pace and let it go where he wants it to go. And that's a very smart basketball player at a young age. And I give that all to when he's overseas, playing in the adult leagues and playing in leagues at an early age, at 14 and 15 years old. Then when he comes over here, he's already advanced. He doesn't have to learn anything. And he's big body. He's a big body, which can shoot the basketball and get to the rim and got great vision. Great vision. This kid is going to be special. At the end of his career, we're going to be 56, 67 years old, 3D, and we're going to be saying he set more records than anybody.
Luka's definitely been impressive. You spoke about what he did overseas. We saw what he did in Euroball over there, being the MVP a number of times and winning championships before he came to the Dallas Mavericks. Well, let's go to the other side, the LA Clippers. The first time that they've had everybody available, everybody healthy, Montrezl Harrell returning. He's in the lineup. He's able to play. However, you allow a Dallas team to stay in it. 3D, what does this say about this Clippers team who allowed the Mavs to stay in the game, missing one of their top players?
Well, just reminding everyone how deep they are and how they understand that when one guy's not playing well, you share the basketball and the next guy steps up. So Lou Williams made shots. You had Zubats, who had a double-double. So just once again, the Clippers are deep enough. You never really worry about them till the end of the game, and playoff P showed up.
And plus two, 3D, I'm not worried about the Clippers. Clippers are too deep, man. Porzingis, I don't think would have changed the game anymore and made them win a big game. I still think Kawhi and Paul George is great. You don't even see Lou Williams and them in. And Herrera has to get back in a great shape. He's been gone. You know what I'm saying? But they have too much of a deep team, man. When you could have one of the Morrison twins step up and get 19 points, and this team won games. It's all about wins. Not about how you get them, just get them and get to the play and get to the championship, and not think this team will be in the championship.
We're going to see what happens next. Again, these two teams right here were the only two teams that entered this game with 2 25-point scores per game since entering the bubble. Luka, KP, and then Paul George and the one and only fun guy. Speaking of all those, let's go ahead and show you the highlights, how it went down, just in case you missed it. There you see the fun guys I just mentioned. Kawhi Leonard, the reigning finals MVP. Luka making his playoff debut. GP, we're talking about this. Luka got off to a slow start, a career-high 5 turnovers early in this game. The Clippers defensively were on him.
Throws it up. Well, that's what you see. We heard at the end of the game, what did Paul George say? They know they're not going to stop him, but all they want to do is make it difficult for him and beat on him. And you've seen at the end of the game, when he was walking away, he's hurt. He's feeling these bumps and bruises, and they're going to keep doing this to him. And this is what playoff basketball is about. You have to win 4 games in a 7-game series, and these guys are going to stay at it.
Finished with 11 turnovers, not his best, but more from the Mavericks, who lit it up from downtown. 3Ds, I need your expert analysis on the 12 threes the Mavs knocked down.
where they get to their sweet spot and they understand that's what the coaching staff wants. But when Luka, to GP's point, his great vision, when he attacks the defense, you got to have your hands ready. Luka finds you, you knock him down.
However, the Clippers still doing work. That is, Boardman, he gets paid. He plays at his own pace. Another kid from Cali, PG-13, in the lane, so smooth. Dallas, 3-point lead at halftime, and got a little heated again. This playoff intensity, 3D in the 90s would be different, but it's a different day today.
Yeah, in the 90s, it would be a little trash talking. We go shoot some free throws and keep it going. But now, things are a little tough. And for Porzingis, people have to understand, in case they didn't know, he got that little air punch early in the game to get his first technical. So that's why the second one, he had to go get an early shower.
Yes, he did. Finished with 14 in 20 minutes. LeBron not a fan of what happened in the game. Later on in the third, oh man, the fadeaway. Perfect. Kawhi. And then Sweet Lou. Lemon Pepper Lou. More Clippers. PG. Outside Jay working. Clippers back in control. But GP late in the game, Lucas says, yo, I ain't quitting.
Yeah, especially he knows Beverly is on him and a smaller guy. He's bigger than him. He's just doing everybody like that. He did Kawhi like that. That's what I'm talking about with that big body. He can control himself, and he knows he has that big body.
Had the big body, but it wasn't enough to get the dub. Paul George with the dagger late in the game. His 4-3.